study of Upanishad, a good effort of ours, which we can really acknowledge, appreciate, know the goodness of this work, sacredness, sanctity, blessedness in this. Possible only by the grace of the divine.
Bluetooth mode.
Yes.
Bluetooth mode.
In this, we are trying our best to do 5 things. First one is Vedic chanting. Second one is our common sense thought. Third one is our Mangalacharana Shloka. Common sense thought. Third one is our Mangalacharana Shloka. Fourth one is our Vedic Upanishad mantra Ucharanam. And And the last one is Upanishad Adhyanam with the Bhashyam. And the last one is Upanishad Adhyanam with the Bhashyam. In and through all is our Lakshya is to invoke. In and through all is our Lakshya is to invoke the grace of Parabrahma Tattva. Ishvara Tattva, Jaganmata Tattva, Guru Gana, Devata Gana, and Shastra Gana. And also to see that our Vyaktitva, Vikasa takes place systematically in all our layers of Lokasevaka, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Sadhaka, Shrota, Guru Upasakaha, Daivopasakaha, and also Sanskrita Jnata, Atmanubhavi, Atmanishtita, and also Sanskrita Jnata, Atmanubhavi. Each of them have the clarity of purpose, undoubtedly. In the Upanishad, we are doing Shwethashwathara, Panchamodhyaya, like every Upanishad, and in this Upanishad, every chapter, every mantra is so sacred, so informative, so inspirational, so necessary for a true, serious, sincere seeker. If we are so, let us make use of this opportunity to study. Panchamodhyaya we just started. Here also the Paramatma's Tatastha Swarupa Lakshanas are told for us to understand, to focus, and to realize, and to get rid of all bondages. Very beautiful mantras, and Bhashyakara helping us to clearly, correctly understand the mantras. And our effort to study the Upanishad itself is a very sacred endeavor. And if we have taken the guidance of Upanishads, knowledge of the Upanishads to our heart, we are really progressing, growing. And if we are really able to get convinced and start doing this sadhana, then there is no stopping. It's only a question of time for us to reach to the ultimate. So with all this goodwill, with all this conscious will and effort, let us enjoy being in the present in our today's class and all our classes and endeavors. Friends, in the first aspect of Upanishadic Veda Mantra Parayanam, we are doing Rig Veda, 10th Mandala. We have to do today 75th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. 4 of the Anuvakas. We try to do the Parayanam. Just be present there. Let us enjoy. Om Athaveda Parayanam Rigvedaha Dashamamandalam Atha Saptapanchashattama Anuvakad Arabhya. Start. Om Prasuva Apo Mahimanamuttamam Karurvochati Sadane Vivasvadaha Prasapta Sapta Tretani Chakramo Prasrutvaridamati Sindhurojasa Pratera Dadvaruno Yatave Patas Sindho Yadvajagam Abhyadravasvam Bhumya Adhipravataya Sisanuna Yadeshamagram Jagatami Rajyasi Divisvano Yatate Bhumyo Paryantam Shushmamudiyarti Bhanuna Abhradiva Prastanayanti Vrushtaya Sindhuryadeti Vrushabho Naroruvata Avitva Sindho Shishuminna Mataro Vashra Arshanti Vayaseva Dhenavaha Raje Vayudva Nayasitvamitsi Chau Yada Samagram Pravatami Nakshasi Imam me Gange Yamune Saraswati Shatudri Stomam Sachata Parushnya Asignya Marudvruthe Vidastayarthi Kiye Chunuhya Sushomaya Drushtamaya Pratamam Yatave Sajo Susartva Rasaya Shwethashwathara Tvam Sindho Kopaya Gomatem Krumum Mehatsva Saratam Yabhiriyase Rujitye Nirushati Mahitva Paridrayamsi Bharate Rajamsi Adabdha Sindhuravasam Apastamashvana Chitra Vabhushiva Darshata Swashva Sindhu Suratha Suvasa Hiranyayi Sukrutha Vajinevate Purnavati Yuvate Silamavathyutati Vaste Suvagamadhuvrudham Sukam Ratam Yuyute Sindhurashvinam Tena Vajam Sanishadasmin Najao Mahanyasya Mahima Panasya Te Dabdhasya Swayashaso Virashinaha. 76th mantra. Avarunjasa Urjam Yushishvindram Marutorodasi Anattana Ubheyatha no Ahani Sachabhuva Sadassado Parivasyata Udbhida Tadushreshtam Savanam Sunotanatyo Nahastayato Adrihi Sotare Vidhadyaryo Avivoti Paunsyam Mahoraye Chittarute Yadarvadaha Tadhidhyasya Savanam Viveravo Yatha Puramanave Gatumashred Go Arnasittvashtre Ashvanirnijai Premadvareshvadvara Ashishriyoho Abhadarakshasho Bhanguravataskabhayata Nirvatim Sedatamatim Anorayim Sarvaviram Sunotana Devavyam Bharatashlokamadraya Divashchidavo Vavattarebhyo Vidvana Chidashvapastarebhyaha Vayoshchida Somaravastarebhyo Gneschidarcha Pitukruttarebhyaha Bhuranto no yashasasotvandaso gravano Vacha divita divitmata Naro yatra duhate kamyam madhva goshayanto Avito mitasturaha Sunvanti somam ratiraso adrayo nirasya Rasangavisho duhanti te Duhantyutarupasechanayakam naro havya Namadjayanta asavihe एते नर स्ववसो अभूतनय इन्द्राय सुनुत सोमभद्रयः वामं वामं वो दिव्याय धाम्ने वसुवसुवः पार्थिवाय सुन्वते 77 अभ्रपृषो न वाचा पृषा वसुहविष्वन्तो न यज्ञा विजानुषः सुमारुतं न ब्रह्माणमर्हसे गणमस्तोषेषां न शोभसे श्रिये मर्यासो अञ्जीरकृण्वत सुमारुतं न पूर्वैरतिक्षवः दिवस्पुत्रास एतानयेतिर आदित्यासस्ते अक्रानवा मृदुः रये दिवः पृथिव्या न बर्हणात्मना रिरिच्रे अभ्रान्न सूर्यः पाजस्वन्तो न वीराः पनस्य वो निषादसो न मर्या अवेद्यवः युष्माकं बुध्ने अभाम्नयामनि वितुर्यति न मही श्रतर्यति विश्वप्सुर्यज्ञो अर्वागयं सुव प्रयस्वन्तो न सत्रा च आगता योऽयं धूर्षु प्रयुजो न रश्मिभिर्ज्योतिष्मन्तो न भासा व्युष्टिशो शेनासो न स्वयशसो रिषादस प्रवासो न प्रसितास परिप्रुषः प्रयद्वह द्वे मरुत पराकाद्यूयं महः संवरणस्य वस्वः विदानासो वसवो राज्यस्याराच्छिद्वेषः सनुतर्युयोत य उद्रुचि यज्ञे अध्वरेष्टा मरुद्भ्यो न मानुषो ददाशद रेवत्सवायो ददते सुवीरं स देवानामपि गोपीते अस्तो ते हि यज्ञेषु यज्ञियास उमा आदित्येन नाम्ना शम्भविष्ठाः तेनो वन्तु रथतूर्वनेषां वहश्च यावन्नध्वरे च गानाः 78 विप्रासो न मन्मभिः स्वाध्यो देवाव्यो न यज्ञैः स्वप्नसः राजानो न चित्राः सुसन्दृशः क्षितीनां न मर्या अलेपसः अग्निर्नये भ्राजसा रुक्मवक्षसो वातासो न स्वयुजः सद्य ऊतयः प्रज्ञातारो न ज्येष्ठाः सुनीतय सुशर्वाणो न सोमारुतयते वातासो न ये दुनयो जिगत्स्नवो अग्नीनां न जिह्वा विरोकिणः वर्मण्वन्तो न योधाः शिवीवन्तः पितॄणां न शंसाः सुरातयः रथानां न येराः सनाभयो जिगीवां सो न शूरा अभिद्यवः वरेयवो न मर्याकृतपृषोभिः स्वर्धारो अर्कं न सुष्टुभः अश्वासो न ये ज्येष्ठास आशवो दिदिशवो न रथ्यः सुदानवः आपो न निम्नैरुदभिर्जिगत्नवो विश्वरूपा अङ्गिरसो न सामभिः ग्रावाणो न सूरयः सिन्धुमातर आदर्दिरासो अद्रयो न विश्वः शिशूला न क्रीडयः सुमातरो महाग्रामो न यामन्नुतत्विषा उषसां न केतवोद्वरश्रियः शुभं यवो वाञ्जिभिर्व्यश्वितन्न सिन्धवो न यय्यो भ्राजदृष्टयः परावतो न योजनानि ममिरे सुभागान्नो देवाः कृणुता सुरत्नान्नस्मान्नो त्रोन्वरुतो वा वृधानाः अतिस्तोत्रस्य सख्यस्य गात् सनाद्दिवो रत्नधेयानि सन्ति. That should be enough. 4 of the mantras we have done up to 78. We'll do from 79 to 1. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, that's done. Friends, in our today's common sense thought, very few thoughts only. They are assorted, random. Think about them. If they are useful, nothing like that. First one is, all are questions only, no answers are given. First and foremost question is, are we living our life by ourselves by taking it into our hands, or we are not aware of our life, that it is happening. A tamoguni expression it is, but a question is asked. Basic question, first and foremost question, on the answer of which alone the rest of the life doings and achievements depend. क्या मेरी जिंदगी मैं संभाल रहा हूँ कि मैंने इसको हवा में छोड़ दिया, जो हो रहा है सो हो रहा है, होने दो, है ना? Just think about it. Am I living my life consciously by myself, by taking it into my hands, or it's just moment by moment, day by day, it is just passing, it is happening, isn't it? And the one who naturally allows the things to happen or not aware of, he can never have any goals, ambitions in life and the joys of achieving them. Such one can never be imagined to take up even the spiritual higher goals also. First question is that one. Questions sequence may be readjusted by yourself later on, which is important, which is to be given priority, etc. But questions can be kept in mind. Is my life taken by me into my hands, or it is just left outside? Little analysis on this is what? Simple key. If I am not concerned about my own life, of whatever is happening and whatever it has to happen, how can anybody else be concerned about? And why? Okay, and in this regard, even the Lord also, having given us everything, is further from His side, He is interested in us. And that's what we see in our life. In our life, only those people who are wanting something from us alone are interested in us. And except one or two, the again expression of divinity, sometimes the mother, father, little bit brother and sister, today's Raksha Bandhan, they may be little interested in us. Otherwise, who is interested? Isn't it? Directly, who is coming into our life and helping us by themselves? Yeah, sometimes Guru, again with his modesty, protecting his own self-respect, he gives chances. If we utilize them, then he provides more chances to help us. But if he finds that we are not receiving or using the guidance or blessings or whatever that are given, he also loses that interest. What about God? He never is concerned about us. He provides everything. Thereafter, he is just like that. And in our age of whatever life we have lived, how many times God came in front and told us? Guru came sometimes. Parents were there, some to great extent trying their best. Other people like siblings and all, they became busy in their own involvements. Even the children, as long as they get the wings, they are with us. Once they find their own wings, and there they go. All these analysis should lead us to one thing, that always we are left to ourselves. We are left alone to ourselves. Therefore, to make ourselves or to mar ourselves, basically we are the first cause. This we have to realize, we have to recognize. Choice was there, choice is there, choice always will be there, whether we recognize it or not. Then, with or without recognition, we misuse the choice and destroy ourselves, or use the choice and grow again, knowingly or unknowingly. That's what leads our life to. So the outcome is what therefore of this discussion, that we are left with ourselves. Therefore the life is ours. Then we have to become accountable to it or responsible to it. Take it into our hands. Realize it. That it is me into whose hands this life is given. And if I want to destroy it, knowingly or unknowingly, and seek help, every help comes. Again, if I want to make it great and seek the help can come from every source. If we don't want help, they won't help us. For both, to destroy myself or to make myself. Therefore, am I aware of this and am I becoming better? More responsible about myself than anything else. है ना? फर्स्ट मुझे अपनी जिंदगी संभालनी है ना, बाद में फिर बात। इसको संभालते हुए दूसरा संभालना है। Isn't it? Not that I let myself loose to get drowned in trying to help others. उस पे ज्यादा मतलब नहीं बनता। That is देशभक्ति वगैरह, that's different. For the sake of country, I will sacrifice myself. वो ठीक है। That's the biggest of the goals. After the Paramatma Prapti, goal, that is a very sacred goal. Therefore, somebody are committed like that. But otherwise, we cannot say that I just indulge in the world at the cost of my own self. That's not a wisdom. Not say wise man's decision it is. Alright? So first question is this key. Am I aware of my life? Have I taken it into my hands? Am I recognizing that I am fully given all resources, freedoms for making it or marring it? 1 point. Then like this, continuously when we ask the questions, then only we will recognize where we are going wrong. Then only we recognize what is the right way of अंडरस्टैंडिंग और मैनेजिंग आवर लाइफ। सवाल नहीं पूछते हैं तो जो लाइफ चल रहा है विथ इग्नोरेंस, विथ हाफ नॉलेज, विथ रॉन्ग नोशंस, दैट ओनली गोज ऑन गोइंग ऑन। There's no meaning calling ourselves as human beings because we are not improving. Improvement starts with efforts. Efforts happen when we have clarity of understanding. Understanding becomes clear when we try to understand. The trying to understand is the questioning or the thinking. We think. In the thinking, the basic first foremost thing is प्रश्न करना। दूसरों को नहीं, अभी हम अपने आप को प्रश्न करें, है ना? इति परिभावय, इति चिंतय. In our shastras, these things come so many times. That questioning in other languages is for introspection. करो अपने आप को introspect. So पहला प्रश्न होता है। ऐसे you can make so many beautiful prashnas every day, है ना? Which will give us the answers for so many things. That why we are destroying ourselves, why we are not making ourselves grow, and how to make ourselves evolve. All these understandings will dawn in us. That's the real use of human life, use of intellect, isn't it? And that joy that I am recognizing all this, discovering all this is really unparalleled. So beautiful. One of the reasons for our misery, we told you the other day this one, because we let ourselves loose or at the mercy of others who never show the mercy. Why should they show and how long they should show? Inner जीव का दुख एक कारण ये है। Everywhere you can see, like even at home, why that deenata, that you are at the mercy of your wife or husband till they make and bring the tea or coffee. What is that कृपण स्थिति बताओ? एग्जाम्पल के लिए बता, होता है Example is only to understand. That doesn't mean don't do, don't get the coffee and all. ऐसी बात नहीं. Example है. But you just see, I will make my own coffee. That audacity. You don't depend on anyone. Oh, that lachar fun of that waiting, etc. will not be there. Dinata nahi hoga. I make my own coffee every day. What a beautiful thing it is. Example, wherever possible. Now the next level is what? Example को थोड़ा extend कर रहा हूँ, which has nothing to do with the sequence of thoughts we are discussing. Just extension of example. That when I said I will make my own coffee independently, thus I got the freedom from dependency and deenata. अब नेक्स्ट लेवल में देखो, क्या कॉफी नहीं पिए तो मरोगे? Even wanting the coffee, then only I'll be fresh. That also is a deenata. You understand? I don't need it. I can be alive with it, without it. And whatever necessary for taking care of my sharira, I will anyway take it as dharma. But these are all necessary things. I am just giving the extension of example how a viveki slowly discovers the independence, etc. Now coming to our continuation of discussion, the next question is what? That be attentive. Is it that old age? Is it that general weakness? Or is it that laziness? Because of which I am either not doing my duties or I am not doing my sadhanas. We have to question. I told you, no, we have to keep questioning to get the correct answers. Few questions, examples we are giving. Better questions than this you can find. You give thought to it. 1 or 2 or 3 में एक हमने देख लिया, 2 या 3 और देखते हैं. उसमें दूसरा ये था कि is it that old age, senility, is it that weakness or is it laziness? Because of which we are not doing our dharma or the sadhana. है ना? If you become too old, then you cannot help it. Obviously, a person bound to wheelchair or bedridden, what can you do? You can't. If it's a weakness, then also there is a problem, but there can be a solution. There are chances for us to get strengthened through various means. We talk about physical. So the physical weakness. So the strong bano, why are you not aware of yourself? Take good food, exercise, become strong and do the things to be done. The third one is laziness. That's the most worst of the things. Many a times the laziness we take to be weakness. The laziness we take to be the old age. Isn't it? स्वामी मैं इतना बूढ़ा हूँ मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ? No, if you are बूढ़ा, how can you do the other things then? है ना? कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए. If your excuse is I am old, I can't do, then you can't do anything. Na? Now those things you are doing, this you are not doing, means you are lazy in this thing. That's how we have to analyze and find difference between the laziness and weakness and old age. Isn't it? Let us not take the weakness to be, laziness to be the other things and justify ourselves. We cannot afford to be tamoguni, that's it. उसको कांकर करना है बस. करते करते मरना है हमको, जितना कर सकते उतना. That way, a person dropping or never encouraging the tamoguna, up to the age of 120 also, he can do with whatever capacity he has, something or the other. If not, a fellow with all his capacities, even his young age of 20-30, because of the laziness, he can be a non-performer. And any individual or family or group of people or association or organization or the nation at large suffers maximum because of if the people in that country are, maximum of them are lazy. अब बंदा तमोगुणी है तो उसको क्या कर सकते हैं बताओ? Like in your house, everybody is lazy. तो कोई उठा ही नहीं 8-9 बजे तक, तो फिर बात कैसा बनेगा? Imagine all are getting at 4:30, quickly doing their each one's works and works which have to be done for others. see the difference in life. So question is asked, you find your own answers. In the same way, question number 3. Very important, very subtle question. Only 1 or 2 more and the remaining you do it. That it is that my non-commitment to my sadhana, because of which I am giving too much value, importance to the outer things and obligations, or is it that the outer things and obligations are so many that I am not able to be committed? थोड़ा subtle point है, important भी है. It is both ways as you see it. And like if I give so much importance to the outer things, under whatever the pretext of the duty or the obligation or the relations or the attachments, कुछ भी कहो, such person cannot be committed. Exactly, this is what we are studying in our Gita. Exactly, somehow the same thought. Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktana Taya Bahurata Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Samadho न विधीयते. जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं ना, वो यही thought. Isn't it? When I give value to so many of them, then I can never be committed. Reverse भी वही है. When I am not committed to my own life, my own sadhana, then I give value, importance to all of them. Both are wrong. No, both rights also are there. What is it? When I am committed to myself, my sadhana, then on none of the outer things I give importance. Reverse also. When I consciously understand the meaninglessness of all these routines, all the unnecessary outer environments, when I drop them by knowing they to be futile, then I can be committed. So दोनों तरह से हम अपने आप का नुकसान कर सकते हैं, दोनों तरह से हम अपना फायदा भी कर सकते हैं. Think about it. Very crucial question it is. In the same way, little more if you think about it, that I am not able to understand the Shastras, therefore I am not studying them, or I am not studying them, therefore I am not able to understand. Both दोनों negative है फिर. You are not studying them, therefore you are not understanding. You are not understanding them, therefore you have given up studying. Again, opposite of it also true, the positive. That if you keep studying them, you will be able to understand. If you are able to understand it, then keep studying them, start becoming more and more studious to get more and more clarity. I'm just asking those questions whose answer will give us some clarity regarding whether we are doing our sadhanas or not. Isn't it? Everywhere, if you can deeply question, we will find the answers. That somehow our thinkings are incomplete or they are biased. One beautiful thought I am sharing. We are possessed by some things which are weakening us. Sometimes we are possessed by a person, we are possessed by an activity, possessed by some bhoga in the world outside, or possessed by our own inner, the notions. As I told you, the notion that I am old, notion that I am weak, notion that I cannot do, notion that it can be done tomorrow because tomorrow will be more convenient than today. Notion that somebody else will do for me. Some or the other inner notions we are caught up in, we are bound by. We have to question them and see which are they. And then slowly we have to get out of them. Isn't it? Nana, why are we not planning well our own day schedule? Why are we not bringing that required enthusiasm in our spiritual sadhanas? After all, first of all, above all, over and all, they are the ones which are going to liberate us, isn't it? And nobody else can do them for us, isn't it? We alone have to do them, isn't it? And if we don't do them, as we saw yesterday, we will do those things which will drown us more and more in samsara. Think, no? Then why not that inspiration? Why not that initiative? Why not that beginning in our life? Why not that consistency? No? Yesterday Tulsidas told us, mudita is the matha. मुदिता से ही हमको मोद क्यों नहीं है? When we have so much of moda inspiration for the bhoga vishayas, the excitements that you want to go and see a beautiful place, a movie, or meet someone whom you love, or go for a shopping, buy new things, वो जो हमको अंदर वो feeling होती है ना of inspiration, joy. Why not for spirituality? Think, the answer is obvious that the glory of the spiritual goal is not understood, not realized. That how infinite is the bliss thereafter, how we are freed from all limitations, bondages. इसको ठीक तरह से समझोगे, that लक्ष्य का महिमा will definitely should inspire us. Will inspire us, should inspire us. And for such one, giving up anything which is to be given up is never difficult. Taking up anything which is to be taken up is never difficult. That's the real job. So keep asking questions this way. So many questions. In what way the whole day is spent? In what field my mind is there? रात को सोने से पहले किस वृत्ति से मैं सो रहा? कौन से सपने मुझे आ रहे हैं? The moment I get up in the morning, which are the first thoughts? See, these are all the things to be questioned. Then only we know that we let ourselves so much loose that we only are allowing our mind intellect to make us do, which are not required. Then only we can start changing one by one, which is again a tough job. And anything becomes comfortable. How much or useless it is, to change it is always difficult. But we have to go through the difficulties. So question in this way, isn't it? At every point of our not doing sadhana, not doing the sadhana in a better way, and not doing the sadhana in a best way, we will know that we only are at fault at many places. Rather than calling it a fault, we can make it simpler that we are immature. We are ignorant. We are not so wise. And that can't be again justification. Swamiji, yes, you are right, I am Bewakoof. No, you can't afford to continuously be Bewakoof. We cannot. We have to become wise. एक तो समझ ही लो बात जिंदगी में, अपने आप को बचाना है और दुनिया को हमसे बचाना है, तो हमें अक्लमंद बनना ही पड़ेगा. Foolishness cannot stand for long. It won't help you and the world. And whatever doesn't help me and the world, I am forced somehow or the other to remove it or drop it. इसलिए कुछ लोग इतने arrogant होते हैं, change करना नहीं चाहते अपने आप. Bhagavan puts them in such a difficult situation. He corners him that fellow has no way but to change. Like India now. एक तरफ we have overtaken China in population. 140 crore. 44 crore या 42. Now these 140 crores of mouths every day have to be fed for 3 times. 2 बार 3 बार खिलाना. How long we depend on other countries? Now through this Trump and all, we are cornered so much. And we can't trust any country. Especially those countries which are gulam to America. Even if we withdraw from US, all our trading, and start trading with these fellows who are friends to this US, tomorrow that fellow will blackmail them. तुम्हारा तारीफ बढ़ाऊंगा, इंडिया से रिलेशन मत रखो. He will tell, no? So you have to be very intelligent, which is a continuous process. You cannot say अब बात बन चुका है. No, right now the negotiations with China. No, can you trust China? The bittermost enemy for India is China only, and America. All terrorism in India is only because of America. Otherwise, when they know so clearly that in Pahalgam and all, they have sent the terrorists and killed, how can the America force or convince the IMF to give loan to Pakistan, the World Bank to give so much of money, and himself wanting to support it, a terrorist country? Shows that he is the one proctor. Anyway, that's a big political thing. I'm saying how we are cornered now. That we have to discover our own sources of energy strength now to reduce the dependence. And yet, when the whole globe is becoming smaller, we cannot again be cocooned and isolated without relating with other nations. सबका हमारी जरूरत है, सबको हमारा भी जरूरत है. So you have to do those things also. And who changes at what time? Isn't it? We cannot point at least say. We don't know. Then see, the combinations are different. Now, this US president. If he is doing it for his own country's development, it is good. No, he is doing for selfish purpose. His own country is going to lose tomorrow. Because everybody stops trade with US, it will go down. Idea is what? Bhagavan will corner us in such a manner that we have to become introspective, we have to think and contemplate and discover within ourselves what are the things wrong we are doing, how to eliminate them, and discover what are right and do them. यही प्रभु की कृपा है, लीला है. So today's thought is that let there be questions all the time. Why I am not able to do my sadhana, grow spiritually? Mainly, बाकी सारे चीजें आउटर व्यवहार, अब कब तक करोगे व्यवहार? हमने देखा ना, व्यवहार में जीत कर भी हारना ही है, क्योंकि we are never focusing towards spirituality if we are successful in the world. वर्ल्ड में फेल हुआ तो भी हम स्पिरिचुअलिटी में नहीं आ रहे. अगर सक्सेस मिलता जाता है वहां, तो we can never turn to spirituality. Therefore, forget about the worldly achievements, especially when one age comes to us. अब क्या है, अब introvert हो जाओ. In that, everything. Why my Guru Bhakti is not so up to the mark? Why my Ishvara Sharanagati is not complete? Why my Shastra Jnana is spashta? Why my Vyaktitva is not yet into that Sattva Guna? Why I am still Rajoguni and more of Tamaguni? Isn't it? Why my sadhana is steady and systematic and well planned and progressive? ये सब सवाल पूछना होता है. Then find the answers and change. What is? We have that intellect. We have those resources for every understanding, for every required modifications. Do them and enjoy the life. So questioning is the topic today. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, Mangalacharana Shloka and Sankalpa. Om Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Yedime Gurubhi Purvam Om Nitaye Sarva Vidyanam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम् ओम विदिताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भव शंकर देशिकमे शरणम् ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं राम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक ऐन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम अथ चतुर्थो पंचमोऽध्यायः। In the Panchamodhyaya, let us stand from 10 to 12. Om नैव स्त्री न पुमानेश न चैवायं न पुंसका यद्यत् शरीरमादत्ते तेन तेन स रक्षते संकल्पन स्पर्शन दृष्टिमोहैः ग्रासाम्बुवृष्ट्यात्मविवृद्धि जन्म कर्मानुगान्यनुक्रमेण देहि स्थानेषु रूपाणि अभिसम्प्रपद्यते स्थूलानि सूक्ष्माणि बहूनि चैव रूपाणि देहि स्वगुणैर्वृणोति क्रियागुणैरात्मगुणैश्च तेषां संयोगहेतुरपरोऽपि दृष्टः। Alright, done. In our Adhenam, Prathama Mantra exhaustively we saw, Ditiya Mantra Adhenam we started. In these mantras, the subject matter discussed is about the Paramatma, his presence, his Nirguna, Swarupa Lakshana, he is Saguna, Tatastha Lakshana. While enumerating all of them, the purpose, the Uddeshya of the Rishi is to draw our attention towards him. Value to be given to him should be more than to anything else. Recognize the glory of the divine, and the divine is you only. You such glorious divine, why you are giving up the divinity and becoming unglorious to yourself? That's the sort of question behind all this discussion, isn't it? Always the attention should be on the cause, on the substratum, on the truth reality, not on the effects, not on the superimposed, not on those themselves are dependent, etc. One point. Second is answer to our questions. How the entire phenomena is happening. Which in more elaboration given in the Puranas through the stories clearly depicted. In Upanishads, the story aspect, depiction aspect is not there, but the mentioning will be there. Like it is a reality in whose presence everything is happening. And then little further deeper Upanishadic study mein, nothing is happening, the reality is intact. You are that. And then be one with it, then Let all Vyavahara be only Vyavahara, not Paramartha. Like when we say, while on the TV screen, though the cinema is happening, nothing is happening. Isn't it? You have to know very clear there. One is, nothing is happening to the screen, the substratum. Second is, even in the movie, nothing is happening because it's not real. Third, yet it is happening. That is only for the sake of Leela or entertainment. Again, is that really the hero becoming angry with the villain? One is, yes, only for action. Therefore, in the hero, is there really anger? No need. Because only an action, in reality, is not there. But what about the screen on which this is projected? In that projected screen, the hero villain both are never real, never there only. So the question of is becoming angry never rises there. In the same way, in the pure substratum, nothing is happening. In the presence of substratum, things are appearing to happen. And things are happening at the cross level. These three states we have to realize and give importance to the ultimate. The other two, okay. And the last one वो तो जस्ट खेल चल रहा है, उसको ज्यादा वैल्यू दोगे तो फंस जाओगे. ठीक है? So these are all the corollary understandings we have to have while studying these Upanishadic mantras. Now, chant the second mantra. Yo yonim yonim aditishtatyekaha Vishwani rupani yonishcha sarvaha Rushim prasutam kapilam yastamagre Jnanair vibharti jayamanam cha pashyet. Again. Yo yonim yonim aditishtatyekaha Vishwani rupani yonishcha sarvaha Rushim prasutam kapilam yastamagre Jnanair vibharti jayamanam cha pashyet. How many topics or things are revealed here? First, yaha, that substratum, the Paramatma Tattva. Here, first, yonim yonim aditishthati. Second, Vishwani rupani aditishthati. Third, sarvaha yonishcha aditishthati. Fourth, ekaha. Fifth one, ki rusim prasutam agre. Okay. Then the sixth one, that prasutam rushim, whose name is Kapilam, jnanayir vibharti. Then jayamanam cha pashyet. 7, 8 things are told here. These are all the mystical Vedic way of saying. So for our little more understanding before entering into Bhashyam, yonim yonim is the first yoni. Then yonishya sarvaha is second yoni. Then Vishwani rupani from the second yoni, whatever the perceivable things we are seeing. So yonim yonim means you can talk it as the tanmatras and behind them. Then yonishya sarvaha means all basic wombs. Then Vishwani rupani is from that whatever the rupas that are coming. Or you can say tanmatras and panchamahabhutas, and then from the panchamahabhuta expressing all rupana. For all these which you and I are seeing, he is the aditishthati. Means what? He is niyamayat. In his presence they are happening, under his control they are happening. Same thing will be told again in the Bhashyam, we will see. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? Meaning is what we are seeing and what we cannot see. What we are seeing is seener, but what we cannot see, but still there is something which is substratum. We have to recognize its presence. And that substratum is the one to be realized as our own selves. The substratum cannot be seen objectively. It has to be experienced subjectively. For that we have to do the antarmukha sadhanas. For that, before that we have to recognize its presence. If that is not done, then what we see, that alone we value, and in that there is nothing but samsara. ये थोड़ा 4-5 चीजें वेदांत सुनते सुनते definitely we have to catch it. Then Rushim Prasutam Kapilam Yastamagre Jnanai Vibhakti means what? And Agre Prasutam Kapilam Rishi. Agre Prasutam, the first delivered the Rishi Kapila. To him, Jayamana Chapashet means he visualized this manifestation of that Kapila Rishi, who is the Agre Prasutam. Then Jnanai Vibhakti. He has filled that Kapila Rishi with all the Jnana. Okay? Now this is all mystical way of saying that even the students are of the highest order, उनको गुरु कुछ भी कहते हैं, उनको उसमें गुरु क्या कहना चाहते पक्का समझ में आता था. They never had any, ego or non-tuning to the guru. They have egolessness and total tuning to the guru. इसलिए गुरु कुछ भी कहे उनको समझ में आता था. जैसे आप किसी को प्यार करते हो, पता चलता है कि वो बंदा किस स्थिति में क्या बोल रहा है. Right? So now here, the Prasuta Kapila Rishi is the Samashti Hiranyagarbha, of whom we all are the best. याद रख लेना, every individual Vyashti is in connection with the Samashti. Without the Samashti, the Vyashti cannot be. From the Samashti we have all. And how easy it is to understand. Our Vyashti Upadhis also cannot be without Samashti. Stula Sharira and all our knowledges, abilities, capacities, सारे समष्टि के ही है ना. है ना? It is poetically, pictorially, story-wise. Kapila he has created and he gave him all jnana, and now the Kapila has taken the charge. Now he is doing the further creation of the jivas and all other things. That Kapila is Hiranyagarbha. The Samashti Sukshma Sharira Abhiman. Now again, as we said in one of the classes recently only, ki all of these are absolutely true. Point one. Second is, yet they are only prakriyas. Third is, the reality alone is reality, which is our goal we have to realize. Fourth is what? To draw our attention towards him, to pull our attention away from the individuals. In between, the samashti aspect is brought. समस्या इज एट द व्यष्टि लेवल. याद रखो, उस व्यष्टि लेवल समस्या को हम समष्टि के द्वारा ही सॉल्व कर सकते. वंस द व्यष्टि समस्या आर सॉल्व्ड, है ना, बाय टेकिंग द हेल्प ऑफ समष्टि, we have to withdraw our attention from the samashti also, because our goal is neither व्यष्टि individual nor samashti total. Our goal is the ultimate. So here our attention is drawn. That is, there is a Hiranyagarbha who is full of jnanam, and he is being projected, and then jnanam is given to him by that Paramatma only. From that Hiranyagarbha only you are all there. So indirectly what is said, therefore, at your individual performance level, you tune to the Hiranyagarbha, which is total or samishti. Don't live life for selfishness. Then that you are using your faculties for the samashti should help you to transcend your identity with your faculties. Thereafter, that samashti is also not your goal is me only. It's the same thing is said in Taittiriya Upanishad, same thing said in Gita, everywhere. Where our individual is allowed to, or forced to, or supposed to surrender the total in service. And then we eject out of our upadhitana. व्यष्टि उपाधियों को समष्टि के लिए सेवा करते हुए न्योछावर किए बिना उपाधि के परे हम नहीं जा सकते. And our goal is to go beyond the upadhis. That is what is indicated here by saying. And same thing in Puranas, Narayana Bhagavan, from his Navi Kamala, the Brahmadeva came, he was confused, then he did the Bhashyam, then when it got fulfilled, the Narayana Bhagavan came, then Brahma asked, what's my job? He said, you create, but I'll be caught up in that, give me the Jnanam. Then Bhagavan gave him the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, having that knowledge behind always. Brahmadeva never is away from his Brahma Tattva, and outside he is doing the duty given to him. of creating the upadis for the jivas with the already existing material which is created by Narayana. देखो वो वाला जो पौराणिक था और ये वाला थोड़ा मिलाकर समझे तो क्या कहना चाहती है शास्त्र और क्यों कहना चाहती है, दोनों हमको समझना था. What we are seeing is cannot be without his presence. Point 1, 2. All this what we see is never the goal. Point 3, that alone is the goal. Point 4, we are not able to reach that goal. We are an individualized individuality. And how, why it is? Because of the upadis. Then what to do? Use these upadis in serving the total, all of them. That's what is called God. सारे उपाधियों से आप परमात्मा का ही सेवा करो. कायेन वाचा मनसा इंद्रियर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोम्यद्य सकलं परस्मै नारायण इति समन्वयः. And all these are offered to him. Then it becomes easy for this individuality to recognize its oneness with the substrate. This is one prakriya. Ultimately, recognizing ourselves to be the substratum is the goal. अब कौन सा प्रक्रिया किस उपनिषद में बताते हैं वो फिर डिपेंड्स कौन से ऋषि किस शिष्य को कैसे पढ़ा. All of them have that one purpose, right? So in this our attention is on ourselves, our attention is samashti, and our attention is also in the Paramatma Tattva. Our attention is in the understanding that it is in the presence of Paramatma Tattva only the samashti is working, and is because of the samashti only the veshti is working. The veshti is the one who is bound with his own veshti upadesha, and by being away from the total Paramatma, what this veshti has to do is, with his upadis, he should serve the total upadis and himself to merge in the reality. That's what Parikshitji does in the end by taking the permission of his Guru. Hey Guru, this body anyway, Takshaka will come and bite and it will become ashes in a minute. Then you gave me the Tattva Jnana. Now this Sukshma Sharira, I want to merge in the Samashti Sukshma Sharira and I want to merge myself in the Brahma Tattva. Can you please permit me? He asks or he says. Guru says Tathastu. He gives that mantra also. Aham Brahma Param Dhama Brahma Paramam Padam. This is the last Upadesha by Shukadeva to Parikshitaji. So, what is said in the mantra should be understood, and what is to be understood through that understanding should be understood. So, yonim adidishtati ekaha. Second one, Vishwani Rupani Yonischa Sarvaha. Then, Rishim Prasutam Kapilam Yahatam Agre Jnanair Vibhati Jayamanancha Bhashyam. So, in all these things, the hero is that Brahma Tattva. अपने जिंदगी में परमात्मा को हीरो बनाना is the whole purpose. That hero बनाना in Hindi is called as जय का है. श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय माने मेरा जय नहीं, जगत का जय नहीं, परमात्मा का जय. So Yaha, he is the one. Yonim aditishchati. He is the one. Vishwani Rupani aditishchati. He is the one. Yonischa Sarvaha aditishchati. He is the one. Eka eva. And he is the one in the process of the creation. First he projected the samashti. He himself expressed as the samashti. So, Jayamanam Pashyaitu, then Jnanair Vibhakti. Homam Agre Prasutam Kapilam Rushi. Rushim Prasutam Kapilam. Agre Prasutam Rishim Kapilam. Agre means first and foremost. सबसे पहले अग्रज कहते हैं ना, अग्रजन्म जिनका हुआ उनको अग्रज कहते हैं, बड़े भाई. So that Hiranyagarbha Samashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani is Parabrahma only through the Upadhi. And from him all the Veshtis have come. So that's how for the Veshti, for the Samashti, for both of them, the Yoni is Paramatma. And how he is a Yoni? He with his Maya Shakti playing the play of Vyashti and Samashti. And he is the substratum. And on him is the substratum only. All Vyashti, Samashti, all Sura Sushma Karana are just Kalpita project. Interesting point, right? The finer thought of Vedanta is, when I am told by someone, get the pot, yeah, I take the pot and give. But while all this transaction is happening, I am holding the mud only, not the pot. Isn't it? But nobody says get the mud. He says get the pot only. And yes. We ask also, bada pot ki chota? Haan, bada wala le aao. Transaction. But when I am looking at it, I am looking at mud. When I am lifting, I am lifting mud only. When I take that mud only. Yes, good, what I told you, big pot only you brought. Thank you, he says. But that is mud. Substratum. Understand? In the same way, everything in this universe is substratum. What Upanishads do is teach us the technique to realize that substratum. And it is possible only in the heart through this inquiry. First inquiry is intellectual understanding. Then through meditation, realizing that to be in our own heart as ourselves. Uske baad, the transactions continue, vyavahara continues, but the substratum is realized. मजा आता है अगर ये ज्ञान दिमाग में बैठ जाता है तो अब इसको भाष्य से पढ़ना है यो योनिम योनि इति. Okay, this is a mantra I am giving bhashya to. Shankara Bhagavan says. The bhashya starts. Yaha yonim yonim means sthanam sthanam. What is the sthanam sthanam? I will give you a quotation of Brother and I can't help through that. I'll explain to you through that. Yaha prativyam tishtan. Like that the mantra is there. Ityadina uktani. So taking the help of that quotation and in that quotation of the Upanishad, what do you mean by prativyadini? It is Ityadina uktani prativyadini aditishtati niyamayati. So here yonim means prativyadini. The basic pancha mahabhutas aditishtati. What is aditishtati? Niyamayati. Right? Two things. Aditishtati is a complete meaning by itself, but it is the adhisthana. Then to that Bhashyakara gave the Bhashyam Niyamayati. Means what? By being the adhisthana in his presence, he is allowing all these Panchamahabhutas to go through whatever the permutations, combinations, the mixings up, whatever they have to happen. So he is Niyamayati. And again, how is Niyamayati? Not as an ego that he is doing, in his presence it happens. But we have an ego, therefore to surrender our ego, we take the Lord also as an ego and then we surrender to him. Our ego is there, we have to come out of it. Therefore, we take the Lord also an ego. Ego means an entity, an individual. Otherwise, remember at the Vyashti or Samashti level, in the presence of Paramatma, things are happening. One very terrible truth we are revealing. What is it? Never there happens any entitification. You understand? Things are happening. The self is there in his Maya, things are happening. There is no entitification. We have the entitification of ours. Therefore, to come out of it, we take the Lord also as an entity. That's it. That Niyamayati is the entitification. That वो नियमन कर रहे हैं. करना है मतलब कोई बदला होना चाहिए. But Aditishthati means just he is present. You may ask, Swamiji, is the Lord present merely or is doing everything? If you can catch, he is just present. That is enough. For everything to happen in his presence. Maya Yakshana Prakriti Suyate. No, if you are not satisfied with the understanding, no, how can in presence everything happen? Yeah, okay, then he is only doing. ऐसा बोलो ना, ठीक है, बोल दिया ना. है ना? 4 stages. I am doing. Point 1. Second point. Ishvara is doing. Third point, in the Ishvara's presence, things are happening. Fourth point, there is nothing happening. There is no Ishvara, only Parabrahma. That's what in the 9th chapter. है ना, मया तथैदं सर्वं जगत् अव्यक्तमूर्तिना अवस्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु स्थितः न च मस्तानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगम ऐश्वरम. बढ़िया है कि नहीं वो? ये है. That's it, friends. The further of it we'll see tomorrow. Vishwani Rupani Yunishcha Sarvaha, all this. Tomorrow, straight away into the mantra and posture, we'll enter it. We'll stop today. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamida Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Paramashiphyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namaha. That's it. Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you for your patience. Now join for Gita also, some more study. This is how we give chance to ourselves in the Lord and the Shruti Mata to guide us. ये लगाते जाना हर दिन करते करते एक दिन अकल आएगा भाई, इसको समझ के साधना भी करना है करके. That's how the evolution of all the Baddha Jivas happen. Thank you.